4, 3, 2, 1.
This is the Alpha Communications pregame show on the Red Devil Radio Network.
And we are live at Walnut Grove Stadium. This is the voice of the Red Devils, Josh Truby, alongside Glenn Pemberton. We're missing one of tonight's. We're missing Tyler.
Yeah, just an unfortunate situation.
Another
here.
Unforeseen circumstances that's beyond our control. But, you know, he told us it's okay. We can go ahead and go with it. And we actually feel extremely bad. We're not even going to lie to you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's right, not say right in front of us, he's right below us.
He's right below us with his mom.
As we had to come up to the top of the press box instead of being in the press box. But with that being said, as they say, the show must go on. So we're going to do the best we can. And we're definitely going to get Tyler on, hopefully, either here in a little bit, if not in a little bit, definitely next week. As Loganville next week will welcome. Never mind. We're off next week, so we won't even have a show next week.
Yeah.
But due to unforeseen circumstances, this is where we are. This is the Alpha Communications pregame show. I am the voice of the Red Devils, Josh Truby, alongside Glenn Pemberton. And Glenn, what a wonderful night of football we have in store for us tonight.
Absolutely, Josh. It's a beautiful night. He's sitting up here at the top of the booth, just looking at the field right now. Looks like the coaches and everybody, they're getting their game plans ready and get prepared. It's a beautiful night here at the Grove. This is my second season being involved here at the Grove. I worked with the Grove last year, but now I'm with the other team, good old Loganville.
And that's one question I wanted to ask you is how do you feel coming into Walnut Grove but being on the opposite end?
Well, you know, the funny thing about that is I actually came to where we play, you know, Red Devil Stadium, as the opposite end for us. I was working with the Grove, because
man, let me tell you something. That's got to be almost sacrilegious.
It was. I mean, I didn't even want to wear the shirt that they had given me to do the radio show. So, I mean, what happened was when we wound up beating the Grove last year. And what happened? I think we beat them like 30-6.
That'd be nice.
And it would be nice tonight. Absolutely, we need that tonight. Fast forward in here, but I tell you what I did. I didn't even wear the Grove shirt. I put my. Well, I did wear it, but what I did was I put the Red Devil shirt that I'm currently wearing right now. I put it underneath it, so over it. So I'm a Red Devil at heart, you know.
I guess we'll give you a pass on that one. I guess you get an honorary pass. I guess since you were working, you know, we'll give you an honorary pass.
You guys, we weren't here. Y'all were, you know, tough circumstances kept y'all.
We took I think they call that a sabbatical.
Yeah, we took a year sabbatical off, and I had to go to work somewhere, you know. So
what are you trying to say, Glenn? I'm not a good employee. Is that what you're trying to say?
No,
I'm not
I
a good
just
employer.
I had to get my fill on the radio somewhere while you were taking that leave of absence for an involuntary leave of absence. You know.
So what you're saying is I'm a bad employer. Okay.
No, I'm saying you're an excellent employer, but
I'm saying that I should take my ads off Indeed now. Okay, all right. You're going to give me a 1.5 star. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm giving you a 5.5 star.
I'm just kidding. No, but man, we are so excited to be here with you tonight at the Grove, great. Just as said before, it's a great night of football. It's hot. For the first day of fall, it's hot.
It is. You know, it's summer. You know, summer. It's usually stubborn.
But it's not summer anymore. It's the first day of fall today.
But it still wants to rear its ugly head here.
Well, I wish it'd
in
go
part
away.
of fall. You know,
What happened to like 2 or 3 weeks ago when it was perfect?
Yeah.
Like in the 70s, man, it was wonderful.
I don't know, but you know, I guess it wanted one more shot before giving way to fall. So it's not handing over the baton lightly.
Well, I'll tell you this, and this is how I feel about summer and winter. Winter, you can always put clothes on.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just going to let you use rumor and innuendo to figure out the rest of it.
I'll let our listeners close their eyes and use their imagination on that one.
No joke. But, man, I am telling you, I am so happy and honored to be back with you this year on the Red Devil Radio Network. Glad to have Glenn along with us. Glad to have Tyler along with us in my opinion, two people who know a lot about the sport, very informative about the sport, know a lot about the sport, and not just football, but sports in general. And so I am so happy to have them along for the ride, and hopefully this will be something to continue for a long time. And, I'm not making any claims or anything, but I am saying the Josh Truby Memorial radio booth would be nice at Red Devil Stadium. I mean, just throwing that out there.
I would like another thank you sponsor like I got last year for helping the Grove last year, but this time with Coach or Dr. Bowman, as he's now referred to.
But Coach, I'm not saying anything, but I am saying the Josh Truby radio booth would be nice. Glenn and Tyler deserve a plaque. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, No, we digress. But, man, this is the Alpha Communications pregame show. We are roughly about 55 minutes out from kickoff, and as we're just making small talk here. But I mean, on a serious note, Loganville comes in tonight 0-4. Walnut Grove comes in 1-3 with a very impressive win over Appalachia last week. It's time for Loganville to go on the board. It starts region play, and what a way to get it, a cross-county rival of Walnut Grove. Glenn.
Absolutely. I mean, this is where you got to get going now. I mean, you've took some tough losses this year, especially last week. I mean, we had the lead at halftime and gave up a late touchdown that was a heartbreaker there at the end, and tried to get back. We showed a lot of heart there in that game, but ultimately ended up in a loss due to an interception there late in the fourth. But I tell you, this is the week where you got to put all your chips on the table, and you got to go for it. If the season didn't begin a few weeks ago, it's begun tonight. This is region play. This is where it all counts.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, and this is where Tyler's expertise would come in, but if I'm not mistaken, you can go 0-5 up into region play, but all they really care about as far as region in the playoffs is your region record.
Yes.
So, in theory, Loganville could be good enough in region records to make it to the playoffs.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. My understanding, and my old partner, Dennis Fields, or Big D, as he called himself last year on the Vision Radio, he told me and explained to me, I think certain regions have certain – I think our region has like the top 4 teams or something like that make it in.
Yep.
So, if we're – realistically, we just got to be good enough to be one of those top 4 teams.
Yeah.
So winning tonight is gonna help, give us a shot. Now, I don't know I'm sure you have the records in front of you. I don't have them in front of me right now where I'm looking at, but we're not last in the region. We haven't won a game, but we're not last in the region. I believe Johnson still is behind us.
Well, nobody has played a region game yet.
Yeah.
Tonight starts all of that for everybody. Except for Buford. Buford has the bye week this week.
Uh-huh.
And we'll get this a little bit later. Cedar Shoals is playing Clark Central. That's a region game. Flowery Branch is playing Johnson. And Loganville's playing Walnut Grove. So region play actually starts tonight with everyone. So everybody, in my opinion, and if you're out there listening, chat with us, correct me if I'm wrong, we still have a shot at the playoffs because of the region record.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure and it's kind of like, if we were to start off 4-0, and lose these region games, that kind of
dampers the whole thing.
So it's kind of like, as you were saying, these last few weeks, you got to look at it positively and say, well, yeah, we lost these first 4 games of the season, but we haven't begun region play. That's what matters.
That's what matters, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we'll get into more of that as the Alpha Communications pregame show rolls on. I am Josh Truby, the voice of the Red Devils, alongside Glenn Pemberton, and we will be right back with more on the Alpha Communications pregame show on the Red Devil Radio Network.
Does your business or school district need two-way radio system service and repair? How about GPS installation? If so, call Alpha Communications, located in Loganville, Georgia. Alpha is a family-run business who for 25 years has been serving the state of Georgia and the United States, installing systems in 48 states and Canada, as well as in over 140 counties in Georgia. Call them at 770-263-8843. 770-263-8843. Alpha Communications, the best communications provider in all of America. Are you and your family in search of a church home? Are you in search of a place where you and your children can grow spiritually? Then you're invited to join us at Church at the Grove at one of our 2 campuses, located in Walnut Grove and in Social Circle. Our Walnut Grove campus is located at 1050 Walnut Grove Parkway in Loganville, and our Social Circle campus is located at 1317 North Cherokee Road in Social Circle. Our service times are at 9:15 and 11, and our students meet on Wednesday night in Walnut Grove from 6 to 8 p.m. and on Sunday night in Social Circle from 6 to 8 p.m. We invite you to come and join us as we worship the Lord in song and in service with messages delivered by our pastors, Russ Butcher and Nathan Boyd. Church at the Grove, where no one's perfect, everyone's welcome, and anything's possible.
God's not dead, he's surely alive. He's living on the inside.
Hey folks, this is Chris Casey, the voice of the Flowery Branch Falcons. After listening to Josh on the Red Devil Radio Network, if you're still looking for more high school football action, come check us out on fbbroadcasting.com and the NFHS Network.
This is Dr. Bowman, the athletic director at Loganville High School. Appreciate all your support with Red Devil Radio and Loganville High School.
This is Coach Humphreys, head football coach at Loganville High School. Thank you for listening to Red Devil Football on Red Devil Network.
From every touchdown, every rebound, and every home run, this is your home for Loganville Sports, the Red Devil Radio Network.
Hey, it's Lance Houston from 94.9 The Bull, and you're listening to my buddy on the Red Devil Radio Network.
I know everybody says money can't buy happiness, but it can buy me a boat.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Alpha Communications pregame show here on the Red Devil Radio Network. I am the social media guru and special guest this week, Glenn Pemberton, along with my colleague, the voice of the Red Devil Radio Network, Josh Truby. And Josh, about ready to dive into the SEC football this week.
Let me tell you something, Glenn. I am very upset that I went 4-6 in my college in my SEC picks last week. You went 5-5. Tyler went 6-4. All right, the games we got right. Okay, y'all picked that team to the state west of us, and y'all were right. I was wrong. We all picked Vandy. We were right. We all picked South Carolina. We were wrong. Kentucky showed up in a big way against South Carolina, took a win there. For our friend that is a cameraman, this is going to be sort of him. Mississippi State went in and rolled over LSU. We were wrong on that one. We all picked Auburn last week, and we were right about that one as they played Mercer, but it was closer than it should have been. I was wrong on the Ole Miss game. California edged that one out. Tyler got the Purdue-Missouri game right. Me and you picked Missouri. We all picked Tennessee. We were wrong in that one as Florida. Tennessee. What is it? Tennessee.
Yeah, that was a crazy Hail Mary right at the end.
Yeah, and the best part about it is to see all the Tennessee fans and be like, ha ha, karma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do it to us. I'm glad it happened to you. We all picked Texas A&M. We won that one, and we all picked Georgia, so we won that one. Tyler 6-4, you went 5-5, I went 4-6. Last week in high school picks, the only person that got one right was Tyler, and he picked Winder over the Devils. So there's that. Tyler is in the lead as it speaks on college.
Well,
and
I'm not surprised.
Pickers.
I mean, Tyler's he's the football guru. I mean, he knows his stuff. He's equivalent to me with NASCAR. I mean, he's researching and he's an encyclopedia of football, man. He knows.
Why pick up a book when you can call Tyler?
Absolutely.
That's the way I look at it.
Absolutely.
All right. This week, however, the state west of us goes to Vanderbilt. And for anybody listening, the state west of us, say it.
Alabama.
There you go.
Crimson Tide.
They have two words that I will not say on air. You can say it, but I won't. What are they?
As Jeremiah Funny Mane Johnson says, Roll Tide.
Yeah. Yes. So, anytime I refer to the team west of us, it is the Alabama Crimson Tide.
It's the equivalent to him, because he likes Ohio State, of that team up north.
The team up north. The big M, the big yellow M people, Wolverines as they're called. Whatever. Anyway, so the team west of us travels to Vanderbilt and plays in Nashville, Tennessee, man. You know who I got, obviously.
Yeah, anybody that plays that team, you got. So.
Well, I mean, I've got three favorite teams in all of college football in this order: Georgia, Ohio State, and whoever plays Alabama. Yeah. So I can't pick against my team.
He's got Dandy Vandy.
That's right.
Even though Dandy Vandy's not your team.
Let me tell you something, though. Let me tell you something about Vanderbilt. They showed up big time against Kansas State, who at the time was a ranked opponent. Let's put that in perspective. Kansas State was a ranked opponent. Okay? So, man, I actually went Vanderbilt, and not because they're playing the team west of us, simply because I think that they have the talent. It's in Vandy. I think Vandy can shock the world, and I would love it.
Yeah, I know you would. And I'm sure a lot of people will be like, whoa, that'd be unbelievable if Vanderbilt could pull off the upset there. I mean, hey, look what happened last year with, I know you don't like to hear this either, but Vanderbilt beat Georgia last year.
That's
so,
true.
I mean, Vanderbilt's got a good team. I mean, I wish Tyler was up here with us because he knows a lot more about Vanderbilt than we do, I guess. But, I want to see how – that they're coming in confident. One of the senior or big linebackers, I believe it was, they were saying, we want Bama. We're ready to get them, and Jeremiah.
Yes, we are. I say we. I don't even like Vanderbilt as like a we team. You know how you got your teams that you say we? Like Georgia, we. Ohio State, we. Loganville, we. Vandy, I don't say we to. I say Vandy.
Yeah.
But this week, I'm saying we.
Absolutely.
Who are you picking?
Well, Alabama's like the equivalent of Buford in high school or college. So I got to go with Bama. I'm sorry. I just go with the favorites.
Glenn, this is all I'm going to say. There's the unemployment line. Next, Arkansas versus Texas A&M. I do believe Arkansas is at home against this one, as it does not say at in my schedule.
Okay.
I actually went Texas A&M because I like the way they played against UL Lafayette. I mean, granted, it is Louisiana Lafayette, but I do like the way they played, so I had Texas A&M.
Yeah. A&M kind of they struggled there a couple weeks ago against. I think, they struggled there a couple weeks ago opening night, but opening week. But they got their stuff together. Arkansas win last week. I don't even remember.
Let me see. Doesn't look like they played last week.
They didn't play last week?
I don't see it on my schedule,
okay.
no. Arkansas did lose to TCU
Arkansas,
2 weeks ago.
They got beat up pretty bad a couple weeks ago. I wish my buddy was here. He's that Big D Dennis Fields. He's from Arkansas. He loves his Hogs and Coach Bema.
Are you picking the Hogs because of him?
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, Hogs didn't look so good last week, or 2 weeks ago, I should say. But I'll pick A&M. I'll stay with A&M because I just didn't like. I didn't like what I saw with the Hogs. They didn't look good. They only put up like 7 points, so I got to go with A&M.
Yeah. Now, I do want to say this. My father-in-law, every time we talk about Alabama, I always tell him I pick against Alabama. He goes, that's not a smart move, Josh. And I told him, I said, well, one of these days I'm going to be right. That's what I tell him. One of these days I'm going to be right. And it's true. One of these days somebody's going to sneak up on Alabama, and I'm going to laugh and laugh and laugh and be the happiest man.
Well, until they win another national championship, you've got bragging rights to say y'all lost last year, right?
That's right.
So I mean,
to a Gainesville native,
where
I live,
Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a clutch drive.
Auburn at Missouri. I had to go Auburn on this simply because of the way they played against Mercer. And yes, they lost to Clemson. But you also got to look, Missouri lost to Purdue. Purdue's a good football team. I think Auburn's slightly better, so I had to go Auburn in this game.
Yeah, I think Auburn's due, man. Which they won last week against Mercer. Yeah, I'm picking Auburn. I mean, their quarterback, what's his name? Sid Gilman, I think's his name. I remember watching the Jeremiah Funnymane Johnson. If you don't know who this guy is, look him up. He's the big Alabama fan that does these funny YouTube videos.
Believe it or not, I like his videos. I like his Facebook
that's what
page.
he was on radio this morning in Nashville and talking about. He said, yeah, man, people will come up, Georgia fans come up to me, Florida fans come up to me, and they say, I don't like Alabama, but I love you. So
I'll give him that. I do not like Alabama, but I like Funnymane Johnson.
But I learned about Auburn's guy from him. He said, they're talking about he's going to be good, but he had 11. He got sacked 11 times a couple weeks ago. So, he came back last week. I want to see how they do. I'm picking Auburn. I think Missouri looked weak against Purdue, but I know Purdue's a good team. I think it'll be a close matchup, but I'm going with Auburn.
Florida at Kentucky. Now, it's in Kentucky. Kentucky beat South Carolina last week.
Yep.
So, honestly, I went Kentucky. I like the way they're playing. I like what they're doing up in Louisville. No, they're not Louisville. Lexington, that's it. And with it being at Kentucky and Florida just winning on a hope and a prayer, I like what Kentucky's doing, man. And so I had to go Kentucky.
Still not convinced with Florida. I mean, they've had a lot of suspensions and a lot of trouble. And you're right. Florida, they won. They had to beat Tennessee, like you said, on a wing and a prayer. They've had quarterback troubles. I'm going to go with Kentucky on that one. I'd like Kentucky. Kentucky's having a good year. Great year. They may be one of these years. They may, sooner rather than later, they may be a contender for SEC East.
You got that right. Louisiana Tech at South Carolina, a semi-cupcake for South Carolina. I've got the Gamecocks in this one.
I've got the Gamecocks as well. I think South Carolina's looking for a bit of retribution after last week's loss. So, they're frustrated with losing these tough, close games. I've got a former Coach Nick Johnson, that he's a former Gamecock. He's frustrated with the Cocks, and he's my Gamecock informer, and he's talking about the Gamecocks. They're frustrated. They're ready. They're hungry to get back on top. So I want to see what that Bentley QB does. I'm picking the Gamecocks.
Well, I like Coach Johnson. He's a good guy.
He is.
He's not in Loganville no more.
He's at Parkview. Parkview Panthers.
Yeah. So, Coach Johnson, if you ever listen to us, which I know you probably do, give us a call. We need to make you an offer to come to Loganville again. All right. That way I can like you. I'm just joking. I jest.
There's a lot of good coaches up there. Our former head coach, Eric Godfrey's there now.
Yep.
So Cody Godfrey, his nephew's there. So
Massachusetts at Tennessee. I had to go to the Volunteers. It's a semi-cupcake for Tennessee. Coming off a heartbreaking loss to Tennessee. Believe me, we know how that feels. We're just glad it happened to you this time. And, so I think Tennessee has something to prove to themselves and to everybody else. So I think Tennessee wins.
Absolutely. I mean, Tennessee, they've been in some real good games this year. I mean, the Georgia being able to, top a good game against Georgia Tech and the Mercedes-Benz Stadium a couple weeks ago and winning that in overtime, that was big. And that tough loss against Florida, I mean, they were in position to win if not for those last 3 seconds, But I'm going with Tennessee. Obviously, this is going to be I think it'll be a pretty good win for them against a semi-cupcake. So got the balls in that one.
Syracuse at LSU. Who do you got?
I've got LSU in that one, Josh. I think, LSU, man, they got walloped last week by Mississippi State.
Yeah,
so,
I got LSU as well, simply because they got walloped by Mississippi State, so they're going to come out pissed off, and they're going to hit somebody in the mouth, and I think and that's just the nature of it. I think LSU's pissed off that they lost to that, and it wasn't that they lost. They lost by 30 points to Mississippi State.
Yeah.
So I think they come out, something to prove. They'll pop some people in the mouth, make the plays, and I think LSU comes out with a win.
Geis, their running back, he's going to make some noise. He's out for some blood this week.
I'll agree with you on that. Game of the week. Mississippi State comes between the hedges at Athens, Georgia, taking on our Georgia Bulldogs. Let's set the mood, shall we? So, Glenn, we've got Mississippi State coming to Georgia. Who do you have in that ball game? Mississippi State coming off a huge win against LSU last week. Does that excitement come over to this week?
I think it's going to be. I mean, Mississippi State's ready. They're hot right now, but Georgia is too. They're 3-0 right now.
Both teams undefeated.
So that's going to be a good game in Athens. It's a night game up there. Over there, I should say. So, obviously, you know where I'm going. I got the hat backwards with the Georgia Bulldogs, so I'm picking Georgia in that one. I want to. This will be when we talk about season. We were talking earlier tonight about season starting and beginning for high school. Well, it kind of begins in SEC too, because this is the first major week of SEC conference play. So I want to see how Jake Fromm does. This is his first test as a true test as a quarterback. I know he had a big game against Notre Dame, but we get to see what he does in SEC play now. So I'm going to take Georgia in that one. They've got a good defense. I want to see how their good 1-2 tailback tandem does with
Thunder and Lightning.
Yeah, Thunder and Lightning. I'm picking the Dogs. The G-Dogs in that one.
The real dogs, not the Bulldogs.
Yeah,
the dogs.
We'll have a chance to put another dog head on our mantle. We put Sanford on there last week, so that was a chance for Mississippi State, the Brown English Bulldog, to be on the mantle. Right.
Well, Glenn, I want to get your opinion on something real quick before we go to our next commercial break.
All right.
Jake Fromm versus Jacob Eason. Eason's been out resting an injury to a knee that he has had. But I like the way Fromm's playing. And you know me. I say this all the time. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Just if you're Coach Smart, once Eason's healthy, do you throw him back in there to see what happens? Or do you kind of ride this out and see what happens with Jake Fromm?
I mean, looking at, social media and all that, the fans enjoy Fromm, which I know it's not, fans, they don't need to be dictating what coaches do. But, I mean, looking at it from a fan's point of view, the fans like him. They seem to be pleased with the way that he is performing. From what I'm understanding, and I've talked about this a couple weeks ago, Eason kind of was a guy that would get rattled a lot, and fans felt like he didn't have the arm and had a good enough arm to throw the ball as far.
Well, he's got a cannon. He's just not accurate.
Yeah.
That's Eason.
Yeah.
Fromm doesn't have the deep threat, but he's very accurate.
Yeah. I think that's – I mean, it's one of those things where, I think that I would go with Fromm, just because he's accurate, and it seems like, he's been there in these pressure moments. I mean, we saw what happened to Notre Dame. It was a close game there.
Yep.
I think you keep Fromm right now, but hey, it's up to Coach Smart. What
Got
happens.
That right.
So.
Got that right. We can armchair quarterback all we want to. But at the end of the day, it's going to be whatever Coach Smart decides. And I've said this since day one. Nobody's really given this man a shot after he went, what was it?
8-5
last year. Why did we get rid of Rick? We would have won 10 games, yes, but you would have still missed the SEC championship game. You still wouldn't have made it to the national championship. But you were calling for Rick to be fired 3 years before he was fired.
Exactly.
Pick one.
Pick one, I mean, it's a lot like all sports fans are kind of like that, but Georgia fans, man, I love Georgia to death, but their fans, man, sometimes they can just, they frustrate you.
Yes, I am very excited about what Georgia's doing, and I am along for the ride. I trust Kirby Smart. I trust in the process, and I believe we're going to win things the right way, the Georgia way, and as long as we can keep flags off the field, we'll be all right.
Absolutely. I think what it's going to be important for him is, can he win the big games against the big rivals?
Yes.
Florida, he's got to redeem himself against Tennessee.
Yep.
Florida, all
and
those
what better
big
way
rivals.
to do it in Tennessee, because we're at Neyland Stadium
Absolutely.
this year. It's actually next week.
Yeah.
But we'll get into more of that next week here on the Alpha Communications pregame show college segment. I want to say college edition.
I know, that's what.
But we're not
We're not.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But this is the Red Devil Radio Network and the Alpha Communications pregame show. I am the voice of the Red Devils alongside Glenn Pemberton, the social media guru. We'll be right back with more on the Alpha Communications pregame show on the Red Devil Radio Network.
Does your business or school district need two-way radio system service and repair? How about GPS installation? If so, call Alpha Communications, located in Loganville, Georgia. Alpha is a family-run business who for 25 years has been serving the state of Georgia and the United States, installing systems in 48 states and Canada, as well as in over 140 counties in Georgia. Call them at 770-263-8843. 770-263-8843. Alpha Communications, the best communications provider in all of America.
Do you want to listen to Red Devil football anytime you want?
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Download our app. Here's live play-by-play coverage of football with my dad, the voice of the Red Devils, Josh Truby, Tyler Cloud, and Glenn Pemberton. Also, go back and download a game to keep, or just re-listen to your favorite game. Red Devil Sports, anytime, anywhere.
Hey folks, this is Chris Casey, the voice of the Flowery Branch Falcons. After listening to Josh on the Red Devil Radio Network, if you're still looking for more high school football action, come check us out on FBBroadcasting.com and the NFHS Network.
And we are back. Glenn played the Flowery Branch spot for our good friends Chris over at Flowery Branch. We will actually play Flowery Branch in 3-4 weeks. The 13th of October. Tonight we got Walnut Grove. Next week we got a bye week. The week after that we're at Clark Central and then back home against Flowery Branch. So we do want to wish our guys over at Flowery Branch the best of luck in all their games except for the one on October 13th. So, but no, Chris Casey's a good dude. So if you want to find out what's going on around the region, check that out. I mean, they got the NFHS network, so that's awesome. It's region football now.
Yeah, the season really has, like we said, the season's really just begun now. It's really kicked off.
And that's why I said that about Flowery Branch, because if you want to hear what we're up against in the region, check them out. Same thing. You can go to their Facebook page, FB Broadcast, or their website, fbbroadcasting.com, or their Facebook page, Flowery Branch Broadcasting, and hear other teams around the region and what they've got going on. Getting to this week's games, however, Buford has the week off this week. And we'll kick things off with Cedar Shoals. Cedar Shoals is at Clark Central tonight, 7:30 kickoff. I have Clark Central in the game simply because of what they did to Gainesville, 42-14 2 weeks ago. So I've got Clark Central. Who do you got in that game at the Battle of Clark County?
I think that's going to be a good game. I mean, that was actually one of the finalists this week for Fox 5's Game of the Week. Did not win that award, however. That went to George Walton Academy. I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to take Clark Central in that one. Like you said, who'd you pick?
I picked Clark simply because of what they did to Gainesville.
42, okay.
Yeah. And they won. They're 3-1. Their only loss is Winder Barrow. They lost 35-28. So I mean, Clark Central's a good team.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go Clark Central on that one just because of the performance last week. I mean, yeah, I'm going with Clark Central.
Flowery Branch welcomes Flowery Branch goes to Johnson in Gainesville. Poor Johnson hasn't won a game all year. Flowery Branch is 3-1. Their only loss is to Jefferson. You can't say anything about that loss. Jefferson has been a preeminent football program down there in Jefferson. So I've got Flowery Branch, and I've got Flowery Branch big.
I'm going to take Flowery Branch as well. Flowery Branch has a good team this year. They've got a good offense. I'm taking Flowery Branch in that one.
Loganville has come down to the Grove on our game of the week. Loganville at Walnut Grove. Your Red Devils sitting at 0-4 so far on the season. However, Walnut Grove sitting at 1-3 with an impressive win over Appalachia last week. Glenn, I know when we're not playing Walnut Grove, you pick them. I've got Loganville tonight for more reasons than 3. Who do you have tonight? Loganville really needs this win to catapult them to the next level in the next week.
You know, Josh, I was looking at the numbers, before the game, and I even did the blog.
Which you can find at reddevilradio.com.
Absolutely, under the Pemberton's Place corner. Joe, check that out. Appreciate all your likes and support over there on my blogs. Means a lot to me to see all those likes on my section. But looking at just the numbers, Walnut Grove, yes, they're a little bit better on a lot of the categories, but they're about even with Loganville. Both teams haven't had a good year, as you kind of mentioned. My heart's a Loganville Red Devil, and it always will be a Loganville Red Devil. I'm pulling for a Red Devil win tonight. I know we're at the Grove territory. But we're on the road. But I think tonight's a night where we showed a lot of heart last week. But I think tonight's the night where we finally break the bridge, get over the hump, and get our first win.
Very nice. So you're going with Loganville tonight.
Absolutely.
Very nice. But yeah, I mean, very, very similar numbers, as we will dive into those numbers here in just a few minutes. But very, very similar numbers. Loganville and Walnut Grove for these cross-county rivals that actually is only, 9 years old? My senior year was the first year Walnut Grove was open, so that was 2009. The reason I know that is because juniors got to choose which school they went to be either the first senior class or not. Man, look, Walnut Grove's a young team.
They are. I was with them last year, and they were able to catapult themselves into a playoff, their very first playoff appearance. But unfortunately, that ended up in disarray as they got squashed by a tough Grady team.
Oh, that's all right.
I think it was like 44-7 the final score was. We were covering them on the radio just up the street from us over here. And we followed them all night, and, man, they got walloped. It was not fun for them. But, tonight they have a chance, just as we do, to get back into the playoffs. And, the season starts tonight. So should be interesting to see. They've got a really good quarterback in Kobe Bell. Kobe went down last year. As you hear the PA announcer to my right over here, getting their team pumped up. But Kobe Bell went down last year, but he's playing really well this year. He's got about 583 yards in the air. So, we got to contain him. So should be pretty interesting to see how they do.
And let's set the mood, why don't we? Alrighty, that is the Loganville fight song. As now we're going to dive into the numbers. Glenn, Loganville comes in tonight 0-4. The Warriors coming tonight 1-3. Loganville sits at 40th in our class. Walnut Grove at 49th in our class. Loganville, I haven't seen any updated stats, however, but according to maxpreps.com, averaging 90.8 rushing yards a game, 113 passing yards, a total of 203.8. Walnut Grove comes in tonight averaging, once again, according to matchpreps.com, 95.5 rushing yards per game, only about 5 yards more than Loganville, 166 passing yards, about 50 yards more than Loganville, 261.5 total yards per game, so really only a difference of 60 yards there. More into the numbers, season averages, Loganville averages 12 points a game, Walnut Grove 18.8. So, I know you didn't put in the blog this week, but which you can find at reddevilradio.com under Pemberton's Place. What would you say are some of the keys to tonight's game of Loganville getting their first W against a very decent, and I'll say they beat Appalachia last week, okay? A decent Walnut Grove Warrior team.
I think this week, we the last couple of weeks has been about we focused on our keys about either one dimension or the other of the teams that we played, whether it was the ground and pound with Eastside a couple of weeks ago, or the passing of Wander Barrow, who's putting up big numbers there. I think this week, if you're Loganville defense, you've got to really be able to play a style of football to counterattack both forms. I mean, Walnut Grove has shown that they're a small ball type team. They've only put up about 18 points, as you said, so they're about even with us. I mentioned Kobe Bell, and in the blog I mentioned Kobe Bell and Connor Hicks as players to keep an eye on. I think you got to be able to contain them, but there are other weapons. They are kind of a team that likes to spread the ball around. They'll run a few plays every now and then with misdirection or play action, or they like to run the option a lot. So I think this is going to, for Loganville, you've just got to be able to put everybody up in the box, be able to contain the receivers well in coverage. I think that's important, being able to keep the defense or keep the offense from scoring.
That's a big key.
Yeah, absolutely. But being able to keep their numbers low. But we've been able to do that. We've shown we've been able to do that. I think another key. This will lead me to our next key. Our offense has got to step up. We showed a lot of heart last week. We were up 14-10 at halftime, but unfortunately we lost that game. But I think another key for us will have to be, more, can David Smith be able to place the ball, in an accurate way with Hart, our receiver, our halfback Hart, can he utilize him, our running back? Can he utilize him? Can he utilize some of our other receivers and be able to, be elusive, know when to run, know when to get out of the pocket? So I think our offense, our second key will be, can our offense move down the field better and get the ball in position to score? And our third key, I just think, being able to keep yourself in check and not allow yourself to get rattled under pressure.
There you go. That was the Cadillac of Lake Lanier, keys to the ball game. Yes, I'm giving a shameless plug to where I work. Judge me. I don't care. Come buy your parts for me. GM, I don't care. If you got a Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, I can get you parts for a fairly decent price. That's all I'm going to say. And I do want to say this. Dan Quinn bought a Cadillac from us. Julio Jones bought parts from me. So, with that being said, I'm pretty decent at what I do. Okay?
Yeah.
No, but that was the Cadillac of Lake Lanier, keys to the ball game. And we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up here. We're going to get ready with the first half segment, as it looks like we're going to have a combined band tonight for the national anthem or something. And that's actually going to be pretty neat. But we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back with more on the Alpha Communications pregame show. Where are we at, Glenn?
The Red Devil Radio Network.
Does your business or school district need two-way radio system service and repair? How about GPS installation? If so, call Alpha Communications, located in Loganville, Georgia. Alpha is a family-run business who for 25 years has been serving the state of Georgia and the United States, installing systems in 48 states and Canada, as well as in over 140 counties in Georgia. Call them at 770-263-8843. 770-263-8843. Alpha Communications, the best communications provider in all of America. Are you and your family in search of a church home? Are you in search of a place where you and your children can grow spiritually? Then you're invited to join us at Church at the Grove at one of our two campuses, located in Walnut Grove and in Social Circle. Our Walnut Grove campus is located at 1050 Walnut Grove Parkway in Loganville, and our Social Circle campus is located at 1317 North Cherokee Road in Social Circle. Our service times are at 9:15 and 11, and our students meet on Wednesday night in Walnut Grove from 6 to 8 p.m., and on Sunday night in Social Circle from 6 to 8 p.m. We invite you to come and join us as we worship the Lord in song and in service with messages delivered by our pastors, Russ Butcher and Nathan Boyd. Church at the Grove, where no one's perfect, everyone's welcome, and anything's possible.
My God's not dead, he's surely alive. He's living on the inside.
All right, I am the voice of the Red Devils, Josh Truby, alongside Glenn Pemberton. And Glenn, any last word? I say last words, but any final words as we're going to get off the pregame stream and go to the first half?
Just want to say that it's been a great night here right now. As we're about ready to jump into our game, as the Warriors and the Red Devils about to kick off and start here in a little bit, few minutes. But just want to encourage you guys to switch over to our game feed. Thank you guys for listening, and I've had a blast.
Awesome. That is Glenn Pemberton. I am the voice of the Red Devils, Josh Truby, saying don't go nowhere. We're fixing to come back with the first half stream here in probably a couple minutes, because we're going to stream the band's national anthem, as it looks like a combined band segment this week. And all that and more coming up on the first half right here on the Red Devil Radio Network.